Setting up a restriction digest is actually quite simple, but I do want to point out a few advanced things in this video. For a restriction digest, you're going to need the cooler boxes, the little one, as well as the light blue one and the red one. And it's in the larger ones where we keep our enzymes. Now, enzymes are very sensitive, so they must always be carried around in the cooler boxes. However, the cooler boxes are very large. Now, these boxes are designed to keep at freezer temperature for something like 30 minutes. But because of the fact that the large ones are quite bulky, pick out the enzymes that you require for the digest and transfer to the smaller cooler box. And you can use the smaller cooler box as well for other enzymes like a ligase or any other type of enzymes that you might require. I actually prefer to set up my digest prior to bringing out the enzymes or bring out the enzymes last. And when we are pipetting the enzymes, make sure we're using the L pipettes, right? Remember, those are the low retention. They're much more accurate, especially for very small volumes, because in this reaction, we're going to pipette 0.5 microliters. So when you're pipetting the enzymes, make sure you remove the enzyme from the cooler box and then place it back immediately and then pipette into your tubes. I should have them a little bit more organized, but I had to fish around just for a little bit and then pipette in. One shot. Don't try not to go up and down too much because the volume is so small. Because it's such a small volume, get in the habit of looking at your pipette tip, making sure that you see a little bit of liquid, and then pipette, again, one shot. There we go. One shot straight in, and then withdraw out. And you'll notice that it's this habit that I have when it's such a small volume, I'll kind of drag my pipette tip against the side of the tube on the way out, just in case there's any residual liquid stuck, and that's important. Same with the enzymes. They have a cryoprotectant, protects it from freezing. And then that's a little bit viscous, so sometimes there'll be like this big glob at the end of your pipette tip. So again, when I pipette the enzyme, notice that I'll just kind of drag it a little bit at the end, just to kind of wipe off any excess enzyme back into the tube. And then, once again, one shot and out. And that's it. Digest really contains DNA, buffer, enzymes, and then water to bring it up to our proper to a reaction volume. You will learn how to calculate the proper amount of volume, and then a little flick mix to make sure that your contents are very well mixed, because that's what a flick mix does. Of course, one of the problems with flick mixing or mixing anything is that the liquid rises up the sides of the tube. So we do want everything settled on the bottom. So this is a practice that you can actually apply for many things. You just do a very quick centrifuge spin, and this will settle all your liquid at the bottom, allowing the reaction to occur properly. Sometimes if you don't do this, the contents of the reaction are still on the sides of the tube, and then you get a very poor reaction. And now we're ready for incubation. Now, you may have noticed that I'm using small PCR tubes because I like to use a thermocycler for this. This means that I don't have to worry about the timing and whatnot, but you can't set up an Eppendorf tube or a microcentrifuge tube and place in a water bath. To use our thermocycler, simply open the lid. After I put it in there, I like to just give it a gentle push just to make sure that the lids are on square, and we're ready for the program. There is a preset that we're going to use. Simply hit open method, find our class, and then the OneStep Hold. That basically is a setting or a program where we hold at one constant temperature. And oftentimes we'll go and change it. For us, 37 degrees Celsius at 1 hour is exactly what we want. Occasionally we can use this for things like Gibson assembly or various other types of incubations. When you're ready, hit start run, and then we're good to go. When the run is complete, you'll see the 4-degree hold. Just hit the little button in the middle, stop the run, and then that's done. Take out your samples and get ready to load them on a gel.